Diddy sold me to his sugar daddy and I barely managed to escape from there. Diddy and his sons tortured me a lot. I'm going to file a case against them.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up.
I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids, and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock.
This isn't even the first time Madonna has been accused, or there has been calls for her to be investigated for child trafficking.
And they somehow figured out how to extract
its foreskin from a Korean baby.
All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this.
You already know it's going to be total mayhem when Diddy's adoptive daughter, Ava Barron, takes the witness stand in the Diddy trial, right? The rumors on the streets suggest as much. The rumor mill has it that Ava apparently has a huge archive of receipts, which is making his situation go sour quickly. Diddy made a huge fuss in 2020 when he rescued her from homelessness. However, she vanished entirely not long after that. Up until this point, people seldom mentioned her at all. Rumor has it that Ava has much to say about Justin and Christian, Diddy's kids, so it's clear she's not only targeting Diddy. Does this mean that Ava will now reveal that Justin and Christian are as evil as their dad? And did they truly help Diddy damage young females, including Ava? Things are about to become tough, so cling on to your baby hairs.
Very young, so she is in fact his adopted daughter. Some are saying this woman in the background here is her mother, but nothing is confirmed. You can see she's been with him in interviews, hanging out with Diddy's daughters. However, I found a video that is so suspect.
I am a great father, but I'm sleeping with the. Tell me, who do you have a crush on? Tell Daddy the truth.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in 2020, during the epidemic, Diddy unexpectedly announced that he was adopting a little white girl called Ava Barron. He boasted to his Instagram followers that he was rechristening her Ava Barron Combs, and even went live to introduce her. The entire incident occurred so quickly and seemed so out of the blue that most people either missed it or simply went on. Since then, Ava's name hasn't really surfaced much, to be honest. That certainly explains why no one ever addressed her again. At least not until Diddy's legal difficulties began blowing up, and all these other dubious aspects about him started coming to light. At the time, Diddy's announcement appeared like a beautiful and unselfish move. You know, taking in a child at such a rough moment when so many kids were in need. Folks congratulated him for it, believing he was truly doing something wonderful. But today, with all the horrific material coming out about him, the same video strikes extremely differently. What previously seemed like a feel-good moment now has many giving it the side eye. And to be truthful, it wasn't the only thing that raised eyebrows. What really made folks stop was Diddy comparing his adoption to Madonna's. Now, there was a choice. Because let's not forget, Madonna's adoptions have been problematic to say the least. Several reports have questioned if everything was done by the book. Long ago, the Ethiopian World Federation even accused her of human trafficking and abusing children, stating she deceived parents into handing up their kids with promises of schooling in the US, only to adopt them permanently instead. So yeah, not exactly the analogy you want to make when you're trying to make everyone believe you're a hero. It's undoubtedly had folks wondering that Diddy would choose to model his adoption after Madonna's, particularly considering all the controversy attached to her adoption history. That alone says a lot. But what's really attracting notice today is the weird mood in the video he posted, especially given just his boys were present. Fans have begun questioning it. If Ava apparently wanted to hang out and play with his girls, why weren't they on the video? Why was it only the boys? The entire arrangement seems a bit weird, but the thing that's truly frightening is that Ava herself appeared obviously uncomfortable. Her body language, her expression, something simply seemed odd to a lot of folks watching.
Ava Baroni Combs, yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So
there's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know, but when you lose your man card.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents that you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
That's not good. It's like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody. We want to get upset. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, you know, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it, because it's crazy out here online. So great with the kids. I got permission from your mother. Say all of that. It's crazy out here.
I met Jesse and Lila when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then basically sisters, all 4 of us. So. And then I always come over.
Yes. And it's Ava Baroni Combs. Come on. Let's go.
That prompted a flurry of suspicion. Was that simply an odd, uncomfortable moment? Or was there anything more going on behind the scenes? Some others say the vibe in that room was off from the beginning. And when you throw in the fact that Diddy's boys come with their own baggage, Justin being listed in Lil Rod's lawsuit, and Christian having with legal troubles of his own, you start to wonder whether anything awful happened to Ava. But what's really making folks anxious is how Ava suddenly vanished after that video. Aside from a handful of fleeting appearances with Diddy's twin children, Jesse and Delilah, she was very much gone. No more family photographs, no updates, no follow-ups, nothing. It was crickets from her, and for someone who was calling him Papa Combs, you'd expect to see her around a lot more. Now that all these troubling claims are coming out, talks of abuse and how women were treated, people are beginning to truly rethink what went place. Ava's unexpected absence doesn't seem random anymore. What previously appeared like a beautiful adoption moment now seems more like a mystery, and a lot of individuals are questioning whether there was more going on behind the scenes than anybody let on. So, rumor is Diddy didn't just abuse Ava. People are alleging he used her. A lot of people believe the entire adoption thing wasn't true and that it was simply a PR maneuver. You know, during the epidemic, that beautiful anecdote helped clean up his image and have people feeling sorry for him. But after he achieved what he wanted, Ava just vanished like she was never truly a member of the family.
It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN, is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
And it gets even messier. The story is that Diddy discovered a homeless girl, brought her into this world under the guise of adoption, and made it appear like he was giving her a new life. But behind the scenes, some claim it was all simply for show, nothing real about it. Even Gene Deal provided some suggestions that industry insiders already know what sort of guy Diddy truly is. And it's a long cry from the image he projects to the public.
You understand? It's going to come to the forefront. Now, what they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of, they're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a context. Like they in a app. That's what they're looking for. So now, they're gonna go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird, that they got little kids or little girls or something like that, in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there.
After a damning surveillance video showed Diddy abusing his ex, a documentary is closer to becoming a reality.
Now let's bring in TMC's Michael Babcock. Good morning to you, Michael.
Morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing all right. So tell us what's going on with this. We understand rapper 50 Cent has been shopping this around.
Yeah, and you know what? I think a lot of people thought that 50 was just trolling, and if anyone follows 50 on Twitter or Instagram, you know, he's no stranger to that. He definitely, you know, engages in trolling and makes a lot of jokes. So when he had, you know, repeatedly taken shot after shot after shot at Diddy and then said, hey, I'm working on a documentary, I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie and TV studio, and he's made a bunch of really successful projects under that banner. They were actually selling it around to different streaming, organizations, including Netflix. Netflix ultimately had the most money, placed a winning bid, and at some point here in the future, we don't know exactly when, but this is actually going to be something that airs on Netflix.
So many people may not know. I mean, the two of them have had beef for decades. 50 Cent has kept his foot on Diddy's neck for decades.
Absolutely. You know, like they once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down. Diddy really, you know, is not in a position right now to fire back at 50 Cent. So yeah, he's taken a lot of abuse, and I don't know that anyone feels sorry for P. Diddy right now, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either, and it's certainly not going to end anytime soon.
Honestly, Gene could be accurate about how the industry prefers to look the other way. We've seen it happen before. You know, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, all these big individuals who were shielded for years while their victims kept mute. Even in Cassie's case, she pointed out that Diddy was constantly surrounded by individuals who either disregarded what he was doing or helped cover it up. So when Gene began dropping those hefty clues, it really made you wonder what's going on behind closed doors. And here's the truly terrible part. Gene mentioned that there could be some extremely horrible films involving Ava. Stuff that's not just improper, but might be illegal. He even indicated federal agents were supposedly hunting for them because they think such tapes exist.
Diddy took me to his late night party where all the celebrities were present. Jay-Z and Beyonce were also there. Jay-Z tried to touch me inappropriately. Jay-Z and Diddy together held a sacrificing party.
Diddy adopted a right child. What's your last name? What's your other last name?
On a little girl named Ava Grace Baldwin.
Y'all can't see this is trafficking?
She was just 6 years old when she was reported missing from her elementary school in Texas.
The tooth fairy will come and get it.
Yes, it's breaking news.
On the streets. And then Papa Combs.
A white girl off the streets and adopting her and calling her his own.
The indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
Saw me? to pick me up and said to come inside.
The adopted daughter of music mogul Sean "Diddy" Combs, Ava Barron, has taken to the limelight to express her emotions in the wake of her father's persistent legal issues. With Diddy's life shrouded in serious charges and a turbulent legal struggle, Ava's viewpoint is especially essential and tragic given the timing of this disclosure.
Diddy sold me to his sugar daddy and I barely managed to escape from there. Diddy and his sons tortured me a lot. I'm going to file a case against them.
Has anyone seen Ava Baroni? The little white girl that Diddy adopted. Where'd he get her from? Was she the pick of the litter? Those poor babies. You know, people should go back and do a little research in the 90s, especially in the mid-late 90s and early 2000s. The diddler used to throw white parties in Bangkok and Dubai and in Morocco, where child prostitution is legal. He's been snatching up little kids for decades.
Ava characterized the family environment as poisonous and revealed years of psychological manipulation and control in her moving testimony. It wasn't love, it was power and control, she continued, her voice quivering with expressions of deep emotion. As a youngster, all I could do was attempt to stay alive.
And we're gonna take our cousin Kwai and our best Ava. You guys all know her and remember her and ask about her every day, so you get to see her. Yay! But yeah, we're gonna get ready for that soon. Hey guys, so we're with Ava and Kwai. We're going for snack riding. Yeah. We're on the way. Our appointment's at 3 and it's 2:17, so we kind of like gotta hurry, but we'll be there at 2:57, so we're gonna be good. But we're...
An Instagram video from earlier this year shows Combs presenting his adoptive daughter Ava to a group of grown men. Ava seems awkward and uneasy in the footage. The mismatch between Diddy's pleasant presentation and Ava's anxious body language has generated considerable worries among viewers.
I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents that mature my child also, but please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock.
The video's tone has become increasingly disturbing in light of the growing number of legal accusations leveled against Diddy, including misbehavior and claims of abuse. Ava's uneasiness in the company of so many males has heightened public anxiety, sparking further examination into the environment she was exposed to and the prospective ramifications of such distressing material.
As we finish off, you go, Justin.
My name is Justin, aka Just Glow. I'm a Capricorn, and I'm about that action, and I'm about raising money for the healthcare people, and we're just so blessed and thankful. And thank y'all for supporting us today. Yeah. Bad boy.
What's next?
What up, y'all? I'm Quincy. I want to say thank y'all for rocking with us.
What you got? One of the prettiest motherfuckers God ever made. Sorry.
I'm a Gemini, for everybody wondering. And thank y'all so much for just, tuning in with us. We felt the energy. We saw the comments. Let's keep it going. This is, we wanted to do this to just wake everybody up in a way of just, in a loving way. So help everybody have a happy Easter. Jesus is risen.
Critics like Reggie Wright have voiced suspicion regarding Diddy's intention to adopt a kid from the streets, questioning the rationale behind such an action. Their curiosity about Diddy's adoption strategy leads them to believe it isn't completely selfless, given that he is a multimillionaire. Wright expresses concern that Ava may be a victim of human trafficking and implies that her presence at Diddy's home may be connected to the severe accusations that have been leveled against him.
But y'all see what he said? Did y'all really catch what he said? He picked me up off the streets. 1 minute, then he goes and say, because I was on the streets, living on the streets. Then the next minute he's telling her, oh no, say your parents' name, you know, your other parent's name. That's the confusion right there, just in those statements. But a billionaire picking up a little white girl off the streets and adopting her and calling her his own to come home and play with my kids? Oh man. Y'all can't see this is trafficking? Okay, all right. Okay, he just helping out a nice little white girl that needed some, a family, okay.
Jaguar Wright, a former rapper, has also made significant claims against Diddy over his connection with Ava, whom Diddy claimed to have adopted. Wright stated that Diddy's contact with Ava was improper and caused worries about her well-being. Diddy's long-standing entourage member, Gene Deal, has made shocking accusations about recent federal searches on Diddy's residences, stating that police were hunting for material relating to an underage trafficking ring that involves Ava as a major victim. Deal alleges that Diddy's mansions were bugged with hidden recordings potentially incriminating several high-profile persons, including politicians and celebrities.
They went in there on the premises that it was trafficking underage minors.
A major developing story that's shaking up the music world. Federal authorities raided 2 properties owned by music mogul Sean Diddy Combs yesterday in connection with a possible trafficking investigation.
They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a context. They're gonna go through all those devices. They did a Diddy. Take that, take that. So if they was that dumb to put any videos or anything on any of those type of electronics, it's gonna come to the forefront. And a lot of different agencies can get involved. Just on going on the trafficking case, it's whatever they find in there, bro. They find drugs, goes to the DEA case. They find guns and stuff like that, that's ATF. They wanted to be gangsters. Lil Combs did, so now you're a gangster.
People detained in handcuffs outside of the home. This home is believed to belong to Sean Diddy Combs, or P. Diddy.
More lawsuits are piling up against music mogul Sean Combs. Mostly known as Diddy, Combs has been hit with 2 more lawsuits, these filed in New York and California. This time, the self-proclaimed bad boy is being accused of sexual violence, intimidation, and coercion by 2 separate women in 2 different decades.
Gene Deal's latest statements have heightened worries surrounding Diddy's alleged abuse of Ava for his own public image. Deal believes that Ava was virtually dumped after she had fulfilled her role in Diddy's life, a charge that fits with a wider pattern of manipulative conduct he has accused Diddy of for years.
I've been mutuals with this girl on social media for at least the last year, and it's come to my attention that she is coming up again in the media. Like I said, I found her last year and I didn't ever post about it because I just thought that this would kind of cycle out and that people would stop bringing her up since she is a kid. But now, of course, what seems like years later, they are running stories about this girl, Ava Baroni, who was allegedly adopted by P. Diddy. Now, I knew that she was never actually adopted because if you looked into it, you would find out that she is their best friend. He has daughters who are 17 years old, who are twins. They have a public TikTok account where they dance. If you went down in her videos, it's not there anymore, but there was a video of them all together dancing when they were very, very young.
These discoveries occurred amid Diddy's legal woes, including charges of trafficking, which have led to public scrutiny into his prior actions, particularly his relationship to Ava.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah. Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach. And you threaten to punch them in the mouth. Or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks.
What's coming down is bigger than one man. It's a system that's been protecting predators for decades. They ran in the same elite circles. They exploited people the same way. They thrived off silence, blackmail, and influence. Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy weren't just celebrities. They were allegedly the architects of fueled power operations. If Epstein was Wall Street's secret, it looks like Diddy might have been Hollywood's open secret. And the overlap between these two cases will leave your jaw on the floor.
The claims against Diddy originate from an ongoing federal investigation that is apparently scrutinizing his alleged role in organizing and financially profiting from a network of illicit operations. These accusations imply that Diddy may have had a significant role in arranging activities connected to severe criminal activity, perhaps involving trafficking, illegal drug distribution, racketeering, and misconduct. According to numerous accounts, federal officials assume that Diddy not only engaged in these crimes, but also utilized his riches, power, and contacts in the entertainment business to protect and extend the enterprise. The inquiry is looking into whether he utilized his famous profile to recruit vulnerable people, keep control over them via coercion or deception, and benefit from their abuse.
Yeah.
Is he safe though? And you say something about him getting stabbed?
I was going to say, Diddy's team is saying no, he's not going to be safe because in court, we found out that there was an attempt on Diddy's life, that there was a man that attempted to shank him, but they stopped it, the correctional officers. And they say Diddy didn't even want people to know that he didn't want to make it a big deal. But of course, they're having that conversation about will he be safe because of who he is and how high profile this case is.
Right.
They're also having a conversation. Mark Geragos is a high profile attorney, a friend of Diddy's, but also the dad of Teeny Geragos, who led Diddy's defense about Diddy potentially being raped in court. And we can and just attacks on his life because they say that people look at him as like a trophy or a prize and to do something to him.
Well, what if other inmates hear all of the stuff that we've been hearing in the news all of these weeks and they scared of Diddy?
That's not how they presented it. I don't.
That's crazy to say Diddy's a trophy. Like, he's looked at as a trophy in jail is crazy.
Recent FBI searches on Diddy's properties, including his Los Angeles and Miami estates, underscore the gravity of the inquiry. Authorities are thought to be gathering digital evidence, bank records, and conversations that might substantiate the accusations of his suspected involvement as a ringleader or facilitator inside this unlawful network. Wright said that Diddy was notified in advance of the government searches on his residences. In a forthright interview, Wright stated that higher-ups purposefully concealed information about the searches from others because they considered Diddy a federal informant, meaning he may have been tipped off owing to his suspected collaboration with police. She claimed they didn't know they were raiding Diddy's house. The higher-ups didn't notify anyone because they knew, with Diddy being a federal informant, that he had people. These statements have added another dimension to the continuing legal investigation around Combs, who faces many charges, including misbehavior and racketeering. While Wright's accusations have attracted attention, it's crucial to remember that they remain unsubstantiated, and no official confirmation has been released confirming Diddy's prior knowledge of the raids.
Given what we know now, the filth of his behavior, the absolute filth of his behavior when it came to how he treats women. One woman, absolutely. The others, so far, it's just an accusation. How will he fare behind bars?
Well, I have two scenarios. If the BOP buries him in like a Marion or the Supermax in Colorado, he'll do a terrible bit. But if he goes to, my opinion, if he goes to a regular federal prison, he's going to be fine because the kids there, the people there, he has a lot of money. He's still, you know, he's in the music business. Everybody wants to be a hip hop artist. He's going to do fine in prison. He's going to do a good bit. He's got a ton of money, and he's going to do fine in prison unless the BOP buries him in a supermax. That's the only way he's going to have issues. Other than that, I don't think he's going to have a problem with a certain group of people. Maybe mob guys might shun him. I'm sure people might throw, you know, innuendos at him. He might have a fight or two, but overall, I think he's going to do fine in there because of who he is and all his money. Just like Madoff did fine in there and all these other criminals.
Tell me why you think he would have a tougher time at a supermax. What would be the difference, and what would that tougher time look like?
He'll be isolated. You get an hour a day. You know, he'll be locked in a cell 23 hours a day. He'll have no rep. He'll have no contact to the outside world. He'll have nobody to talk to. He'll be just alone, isolated. And that's, you know, that's hard on a person to be isolated like that.
But you know what? Maybe if you got a target on your back because of the way you allegedly used women as punching bags for 20 years, maybe it would be better to be isolated than the alternative.
Some individuals suspect that Ava Barron is really Ava Baldwin, a girl who went missing at the age of 11. This hypothesis has gained support given the increased scrutiny of Diddy's position, raising worrisome concerns about Ava's history and how she came to be in Diddy's care. If these charges are accurate, it would add a dangerous element to the already convoluted story surrounding Diddy and his alleged links to trafficking and exploitation.
There's somebody out there that knows where she's at. Katie did not get out of San Antonio by herself. We believe she had help. We know that they are alive.
You know, where has this little girl been? Because we haven't seen her in a while. So my detective skills, I went to find her TikTok and try to see the videos she's been posting. So one, all of her comments for all of her videos are on, right? And this particular video that I'm about to show next, I don't know why, but you know, us clairvoyant people, it really spoke to me. She basically said that this is where all your answers are, showing Star Island. Is this girl trapped on Star Island right now so we can't see her? Can she not leave? What's going on? And you can go look at her page and see all the other, you know, kind of in code things that she's posting. If this girl is on Star Island and that's where all our answers are, when is the trip? Because apparently that's where all the bodies are buried.
Here's the TikTok page, and it even says, "Hi, I'm Ava Baroni Combs, and I'm fine." I mean, here's like a TikTok she's posted, right? I've seen a lot of people on YouTube repost this, yada, yada, yada. I mean, if you guys look, that even has 9.1 million views on her account, along with this one with 2.7, 2.5, 2.8. Well, here's a brand new video that she just posted 20 hours ago, and it's just this.
And then Papa Combs decided.
So I think it's just a YouTube video, and she just put these emojis.
Adopted kids and everybody else.
Like, it's definitely just a video exposing her or Diddy or whatever, and that's it. And she said why.
Disturbing claims have been spreading on social media, saying that Diddy may have abused Ava since she was a youngster. These assertions create a terrible picture of her childhood and raise major questions about her well-being while under Diddy's care. Several observers have pointed out that in videos published by Diddy, especially those including his children and Ava, she occasionally seems unhappy or uncomfortable. These findings have generated worries among fans and followers who assume that her body language signals uneasiness.
Speaking of dark things associated with Diddy, this is his adopted daughter, Ava Baroni Combs. She looks a lot like missing child Ava Baldwin from Texas. And it's kind of hard to deny that this age-progressed picture of missing Ava Baldwin looks a lot like Ava Baroni Combs. After this surfaced a few years ago, somebody made an account in her name, but it's not confirmed her. This all came to light after an Instagram live that Diddy jumped in that his daughters were putting on. With everything confirmed, it is uncomfortable to watch.
Diddy went online with, and he said that he found her on the street and that he adopted her. This was during COVID. And, you know, it made me wonder because it said this little girl that's missing, this is her mother, Catherine Ann Baldwin, but they say that she uses different aliases. She was 11 years old when she went missing. And so in this, it says she would be 15 now. It says Flower. But I really thought this little girl looks like this little girl. Like, they have the same eyebrows, The same eyes, the same eye shape, the same nose, the same lips, the same hair color, but blonder. She's just older there.
Hey, what are we doing tonight, baby?
We're making desserts for our bonfire tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, yeah, and like everyone that was invited has to bring something, and then our thing that we had to bring was dessert. And then like everyone else, they bring like food and drink.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah.
Whip that, whip it, whip it, whip it. Do you like it, Prince? Chance! Look at everybody, Chance is back! You want a real egg? I'm gonna give you a real egg, baby. So let me show you how. Want to see how Uncle Puff does it? Look, I can crack it with one hand, look. Ooh. Now you got an egg, baby. Let's go.
Numerous troubling reports and suspicions have arisen tying Diddy to improper conduct with youngsters, forcing some to connect these charges with rediscovered films depicting Ava. This confluence of accusations, along with Diddy's questionable background, has prompted some to assume that there may be reality to these alarming claims. In the past couple of weeks since the Diddy trial started, folks have been wondering whatever happened to Ava Baron Combs, the white girl whom Diddy claimed to have adopted during the epidemic in 2020, the one who was incredibly close to Diddy's kids. After that public display, Ava went missing all of a sudden with zero traces. But now that Diddy is likely staring at jail time for all kinds of dirty crimes, including selling young girls, many have began to ask where Ava is. And now Diddy's daughters are out here explaining what truly went on with Ava. Ava has been very much disappeared, even though there have been so many videos about her and how Diddy utilized her. In spite of all this, she has not once stepped out to explain or let it be known that she was all right. However, other bogus accounts of females claiming to be her have been circulating about, and their social media remarks were contentious at best. First, there was the TikTok account of a young girl who looked like Ava, or at least what an older version of her may look like, and her profile stated, "Hi, I'm Ava Baron Combs, and I'm fine." But unfortunately, this girl turned out to be a fake. However, by the time anybody discovered it, she had already led everyone on a wild goose chase. Internet investigators took it upon themselves to scrutinize every picture on that girl's page, which has already been taken down, by the way. But what they uncovered left more questions than answers. In practically every image or video on the account, there was a faceless elderly guy in the backdrop. That alone was more than enough evidence to make people think that Ava was sold out to him.